Just checking it was on. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Ramsey Talks Comics. It's been a while. How are you? Anyway, I'm Ramsey and I'm going to be talking comics, which is why it's called Ramsey Talks Comics, because there's Ramsey, there's talking, and there's comics. Like a t-shirt. Oh, so £3 from a charity shop. Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore all the questions. I'm going to go on Tumblr. I'm going to go to the tag bar and I'm going to search Spidey Poodle. Let's see how long it takes us before I leave. Oh look, first post. It's what appears to be Peter Parker and Wade wearing tanga briefs. Wade's even wearing like a little see-through negligee. Yeah. It hurts my heart. Now they've even got Rorschach involved. Oh man, fuck this. Well, that lasted long, didn't it? Right. First question is from Fighting Scholarly Gentleman. If you had to bed 5 superheroes or super villains or a character from something brilliant like say Saga to save the world from destruction by angry sex-fearing Puritans, who will they be? Also, at least one of them has to be a man. One of them will be a man, never mind fucking at least one of them. Wolverine. Yeah. Wolverine. As for the 4 ladies, I was going to say Stepford Cuckoos because then you get three for the price of 1. But I will take Emma Frost because Emma Frost. Spider-Woman because sweater muffins. Harlequin because she's got them pigtails in and Bleeze from Red Lanterns because I think she'd absolutely break us in half, and she is, you know, well put together for a comic book character. Deaf, Blondes and Victory. Is there anyone with more plot armor than Batman? No, there is not. Not even Wolverine. Batman has the most ridiculous plot armor. Batman at the end of the day is only human with money and toys. He shouldn't be able to fucking last 2 seconds against practically anybody. Superman, people think you can beat Superman, actually think you can legit beat Superman. Superman doesn't have to be on this planet to beat Batman. He could actually be 50 miles up in the sky and you could just spit through Batman's face. He could drop a plane on Batman. He could throw things at Batman from across the fucking world. Because people go, oh, he's got a kryptonite ring. Oh no. Batman could have the biggest pile of kryptonite in the world, all the kryptonite that ever exists, and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. Because Superman could stand 100 miles away and then just fly through Batman. By the time he gets to Batman and the kryptonite would have an effect, he's already gone because of how fast he's flying. You wouldn't even feel it probably. Or you could run through Batman. And yes, I understand Batman with prep time and the first strike could beat lots of people, but that's like not really anything to brag about, because anybody, if you give them the resources, prep time and first strike, anybody should be able to beat anybody. See what I'm saying? Anonymous says he has one for you. Midnighter versus Butcher, Billy Butcher from The Boys. Before Butcher even gets his plans into motion in The Boys' final issues, they exchange some words before fighting, and then Moon Knight shows up mid-battle and Punisher is hunting Butcher. Then out of nowhere, Deadpool shows up He's been hired to kill them all but Midnighter, and that might just be a pleasure kill in his mind. Who wins? Midnighter. He's already beaten Billy Butcher in the first split second, because at the end of the day Billy Butcher is just a human being that's souped up. Midnighter is actually a superhuman. He would just pull his face off, especially when he can predict his moves. So when Moon Knight shows up in Punisher, they're always like, what the fuck? He then beats both of them easily. Then when Deadpool turns up, he beats him easily because Deadpool hasn't got the speed or strength to deal with Midnighter. Simply put, Midnighter is a bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. Lightning Bolt action says free pass to make any gestures or phrases you want to say so they will become gifts. That's awfully nice of you. Thank you. Well, for them to become gifts, someone has to make them into gifts. Communified is my pimp gif. Communified, good blog, go find it, called Communified, as in Communified. Free passes to make any gestures or phrases. I've seen this message, didn't give it any thought, and now I'm just like, I don't really know what kind of gifts I would want. Stumped really. How about a look of distaste? Although I don't know how actually that came off, because, you know, I'm not a fucking actor, am I? How about that? Yeah. Sith Lordette, you should confess your love for me. Put it this way, if you and I were to get married, even though I don't actually believe in marriage, but for you I would make an exception. I would take your last name because your last name is Bacon, and I love bacon. I love bacon, therefore I would then be known as Ramsay Bacon or Rama Bacon or Ramadeus Bacon. Although that's not actually my name, it's David. David Bacon doesn't sound very good, does it? So yes, that's as much love as you're getting from me, pet. Forgotten by Tomorrow. With the recent success of the comic book movies and now reboots of previous franchises like Spidey and F4, do you think there will be reboots of titles that didn't do well first outing? Or do you think if Ant-Man is getting a shot on the big screen, this opens it up to all characters of the Marvel Universe? If yes, which characters would you look forward to seeing? Well, I enjoyed Daredevil. Well, the director's cut of Daredevil. It was enjoyable. It wasn't shit. It wasn't brilliant. It was enjoyable. I would like to see Daredevil get redone with Jamie Bamber, who played Apollo in Battlestar Galactica as Matt Murdock, Daredevil. I don't know what story they could do. People said they should do Born Again, but that's just too much for a first time outing, I think. Yeah. I would like to see Spider-Woman and Miss Marvel get a film together. I would like to see Thunderbolts get a film, Captain Britain and MI13 get a film, or Captain Britain get a film. Blade, we need to make more Blade films because the first Blade's brilliant, the second Blade's good, the third Blade's not so good, but Blade's awesome. And of course Wesley Snipes would play the role because he's Wesley Snipes and he's awesome. Yeah, I want to see a Next Wave film, but I've already mentioned that before. Motherfucking Next Wave! Make it so. Legacy Gamer, I understand you don't like Red Hulk, right? Whatever gives you that idea. When did you... was there anyone who wrote him well enough for you? No idea. Because when Red Hulk's giving it this, I'm not really paying attention. It sounds like a childish thing to do, but I can't stand the character of Red Hulk. It's shitty nonsense. shitty nonsense. And Jeff Loeb had him doing some of the most ridiculous things a character's ever done in comics. Like, really. Maybe if Mark Waid or Warren Ellis or someone like that wrote a book with Red Hulk as the main character, I might read it just because it's them and they might be able to do it well. Scruffy the God of Thunder, if you could drink with any character in the Marvel Universe, who would it be? He said he'd drink with Thor. Well, I'm not really a big drinker, so Thor would be like completely too hardcore for me, because there's that issue of Avengers where he's like, oh, it's like vodka but for men. Eric O'Grady, Ant-Man, the best Ant-Man, may I add, although he's now like dead and evil. He's not really dead, but he is, but he's not, but he is, but he's not. He's still around, but it's not him. It's just him, but it's not. Yeah, Eric O'Grady, Ant-Man. Anonymous, if you would start a superhero team with any of your followers, who would it be and what would their powers be? Myself and Scruffy the God of Thunder and Let Loose the Kraken, and there's this other guy as well who all of them share my dislike for Super Family and shipping. We would be the anti-shippers. We would sink the ships with our logic and knowledge. So when people are all like, that's canon, that's canon because this and this, would say, actually no, it's not. Because they're just speaking nonsense. Oh, they must be in love because they look at each other. Fuck off. So our powers would be logic and reason and deduction skills and the ability to not give a fuck when people go, wah, you don't like my shit, wah, you're homophobic, wah. Yes. And that is everything. It's not as long as last time, which is good because last time was like 18 fucking minutes. Although I actually have no idea how long this is. Maybe 9 minutes. Thank you all for listening. I will do one of these again one day, sometime in life. Oh, I missed a question. Ignore all that. I missed 2 questions. What? I'm priceless. It's got a Y instead of an I, so I think it's I'm priceless. What is your all-time favourite comic book issue? When did you buy it? Why is it your favourite? And do you still have the issue today? Avengers Initiative number 13, perfection. Daredevil 25 is perfection. This is just a little bit more perfect than that perfect. From start to finish, it's just amazing. The art style, the writing. It's got some new characters, people like Boulder, who basically Boulder's this fat kid, but he's completely impervious to all forms of damage. But he's not fit. He can do nothing. That's it. That's all he can do is not get hurt. That's his power. So anyway, there's a bit of banter about Hank Pym at the beginning, which is quite funny. Then you've got people like Taskmaster and Constrictor who are the trainers. Then there's some bad guys, and then there's like 2 or 3 references to Full Metal Jacket, which is an awesome film. And then the end, manly tears. We're talking a single manly tear rolling down my cheek. It's just unbelievable. I don't actually own that issue because I've never found it to buy. I could go on eBay and buy it for £3-4. I should do that, shouldn't I? I'll do that now. Well, not now, but later. So yeah, Tales of a Southern Gentleman. I know you're a fan of Preacher, so tell us some of your favourite moments from the series. There's so many good moments. The entire thing is a favourite moment. There's a bit where there's the Saint of Killers and Cassidy and Preacher and everyone, and then Arseface turns up. He's all like, "You killed my dad!" And like everyone just looks at Arseface, and then Cassidy's always just like, "That bloke's got a face like an arse." I think he says bloke. When Preacher gets his powers back and he walks outside and all the bad guys are there, and Jodie smiles because Jodie knows he's going to fight, and Preacher's always like, "Burn," and everyone like catches fire because that's his fucking thing, isn't it? When Cassidy pretends to be Preacher and he gets shot to fuck, and then the guy who's torturing him falls into the pit with him, and then he's always like, "Hello," and then like kind of like eats him. Arseface, everything about Arseface is a favourite moment. It's fantastic. You feel sorry for him, but he's got a face like an arse. Everybody should read Preacher. The end, when he's just sat on the throne, he's just sat there and it's like fucking awesome. When he kills the devil as well in the spin-off comic. Well, not really a spin-off comic because it actually is Preacher. Yeah, when he kills the devil, that bit's quite cool. So yeah, I believe that is it. Definitely, yes. If I missed any questions, apologies if I've missed a question because it's quite warm with this hat on. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. Until next time, Arrow 4. Ooh, ooh.